morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Welcome to Chris is Talking, and this is your weekly Dragon Ball Super anime review, and this is for episode 124, titled The Fiercely Overwhelming Assault, Gohan's Last Stand. Now, if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe as I make weekly Dragon Ball Super anime reviews. And normally I do have an actual camera on me and everything, but for some reason I left my second USB-C to USB 3 adapter for my MacBook Pro at work. So unfortunately I had to decide, do I ever want the visuals and crap audio, or do I want decent audio and no visuals? So I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna do it this way. So hopefully you guys aren't too stressed out by that and actually get a little break from seeing my annoying face. But yeah, let's get into this. So hopefully you do enjoy this, and if you do give me a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below in the comment box, and we can talk about some of the discussions or things I've missed out or things that you thought stood out to you more than other parts that I spoke about. Now the episode starts off with Goku and Vegeta in what could be their strongest form. So not Goku's strongest form per se, but we could argue that Goku's Kaioken is stronger than when he was in Ultra Instinct, because at least when he landed the blows, they actually had a bit more of a heavy impact, where in Ultra Instinct, he was able to actually instinctively move out the way of any of Jiren's attacks, which made it very difficult for Jiren to fight Goku. But when Goku landed his hits on Jiren, Jiren even stated that his punches have got weaker. So that's why we all presume that Vegeta's version of his Ultra Instinct, if he was to ever get it, would have been more the offensive one. I personally think it was a wise move for Goku to stay in Kaioken times 10, because he's not fighting Jiren by himself, and times 20 would definitely have been strong enough, but the repercussions and the damage to his body would have definitely affected him too much, especially as there are still, around 6 minutes of the Tournament of Power. So having Vegeta in his brand new form, which was proven to be at the same level at least as Goku's Kaioken times 10, which is very interesting, and both of them fighting together can definitely put Jiren in a state of confusion, which is what happened in the last week's episode. Now, it's interesting that this episode 124 decided to still show us once again the beginning of Vegeta kind of turning into his new form and going against Jiren, but it didn't last too long, as once they clashed and Goku did his Kamehameha, Vegeta did his final flash, literally Jiren tanked it, did some weird attack where a lot of the stadium went white. And this basically made a segue, a transition into Gohan basically leaving 17 and going and joining Frieza to fight Dispo, which I personally thought was an interesting choice, because it's like, wait, Gohan, do you honestly think 17 is strong enough to go against Toppo, who is supposed to be the next god of destruction for his universe? And if you think about it, I know 17 is meant to be strong enough to fight I know he's meant to have basically kind of leveled up and be on par for where Goku needs to go into Super Saiyan Blue, and even that alone can be debatable. So if you want to leave any debates, leave that down below, but that's what we've been showing. And honestly, the power scaling of Dragon Ball Super is a bit all over the place, so you can't even try and say who's meant to be strongest who, because we were supposed to think that the gods of destruction was supposed to be the strongest, but then you find out that then there's the angels, and then you find out that, oh no, you can be a god of destruction, but that's only if you accept the role. Jiren didn't accept the role, so technically Jiren's stronger than a god of destruction of his own universe, which is kind of like, what? And even the candidate, Toppo, who's supposed to be that OP, is weaker than the actual strongest person in his universe, which is proper mad. So once again, I felt kind of confused as to why 17 was the person chosen to fight Toppo alone, and how they're going to explain how that's going. Especially in the preview, we see a little bit of something. I won't go into major spoilers because some people don't watch the previews. But in the preview, we see something that kind of makes you think, 17, how? Gohan goes and joins Frieza to fight Dispo, which was an interesting fight. We see that Frieza's speed is on par with Dispo's, which is kind of crazy, because Dispo's whole thing was speed, and then Frieza called him out and was like, yeah, your thing is speed, but you can only go into kind of straight lines, which makes it very easy for us to figure out where you're going, regardless of how fast you're going. And even though you're fast, you're not actually that strong. And we get to see this because even though Dispo was going fast, Frieza was able to kind of catch up with him. Then Dispo did his attack where that circle ring trapped Frieza. But even that was not enough, because Frieza was easily able to break out of that, and it looked like if he was kind of being taking damage, but he wasn't. He was totally trolling. And then he says to Dispo, dude, if we keep going at this, we're just going to go back and forth, and we're just going to run out of stamina. Now, this is the point where Frieza decides to be the regular Frieza that we all know and love, and tries to turn his back on Universe 7, but Dispo doesn't fall for that shit because he believes in justice. And at that point there, Frieza's like, you know what, fuck you then, golden form. Bam! Frieza's now in golden form and Dispo's like, oh shit. But Dispo can handle himself because he now levels up as well. Now the issue with that is now they're going some crazy speed. Once Frieza turns into his golden form, he gets quite cocky and starts taunting Dispo. And this is where Dispo is like, fuck you, bitch. Proves that his new power-up is way greater than Frieza's golden form power-up. By way greater, I don't exactly mean by strength in that, but I mean by strength in that, because his speed was already faster, but now his new speed allows him to kind of go in all different directions, making it a lot harder for anybody to catch him, as well as he has a boost in strength. And the punch that he gave Frieza, well, Frieza definitely felt it. Obviously, in these fights, it's not really fighting to kill, otherwise you'd be eliminated. So this is where Gohan comes in and uses his master strategic thinking skills to actually trap Dispo inside the birdcage, and realizes if they can kind of trap Dispo within some form of trap, basically Dispo won't be able to bounce out and it can narrow down his movements, making it a bit easier for somebody to take him out. Now, but that somebody to take him out was Gohan, because Gohan is strong enough. We can say that he's definitely strong enough, but he's not fast enough. So basically, Gohan managed to find a way to work well with Frieza, trap Dispo, and make up a plan to take Dispo out. Unfortunately, that plan did also mean Gohan had to trap himself with Dispo and be eliminated at the same time, which was kind of unfair because I was expecting quite a bit more from Gohan. I was expecting at least a new form, especially after that conversation between Gohan and Goku when Goku was recruiting people, and then Gohan said, I will get to a state that is as great as yours with my own form. So I was really expecting that, but hey, I guess if Dragon Ball Super is finishing in 7 episodes, there's only so much they can do. And you can kind of see that in this episode, that something seemed like they were just wanting to get to the end. It's kind of like, okay, but maybe it could have just dragged it out. Maybe Gohan could have stayed and maybe somebody else. Not because I'm a Gohan fanboy, but because I think, I don't know, I personally think Gohan would have been strong enough to help them to go against Toppo. Now he's left 17 against some, like the candidate for God of Destruction. They're pretty much fucked because who's going to be left? Now it's 17, Frieza, Goku, Vegeta. Is Frieza and 17 strong enough to take out Toppo? I'm not too sure, but maybe this is the reason why Frieza was introduced to this tournament of power. Frieza's introduction to Dragon Ball Super was, it seemed a bit greater than almost anybody else's introduction. They really went in, Toei really went in and wanted us to understand that Frieza is going to be very important to something that happens on later on. Now, the way that Frieza's been lacking from the tournament and power makes me think that something's going to happen later on where they do need Frieza's evil cunningness or his power or his strength. And maybe Frieza with 17's kind of cool, calm, collective mindset and Vegeta and Goku together, they can find a way. If there's 4 strong people, one smart, one cunning, one super strong, and one very prideful and super strong, together going against basically the God of Destruction, of the new God of Destruction, and somebody greater than the God of Destruction, yeah, 4 versus 2 might be what they need. But that doesn't mean that we know who can win. Because the way the minutes are going on in Dragon Ball Super, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Are they going to speed up the minutes suddenly? Suddenly, is it now 2 minutes left and shit's going real, or what? Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this episode. I really enjoyed this episode purely because it was nice to see Gohan and Frieza working together. Because we get to see Gohan working together with almost everybody in his team, which is super cool because that was why he was recruited onto the team, to be the leader, to be the tactician, to make Universe 11 work together. What was your favourite part of this episode? Please let me know down below in the comment box. I'm sorry that there was no visuals, but literally I had no wire. There was going to be one or the other. And the way things are, I could just use the screenshots of the actual episode themselves. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and this review. Please do give me a thumbs up. I do hope to see you guys next week. And let's try to hit that 1,000 subscribers. See you guys soon. Peace.